ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासाहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण
हरे हरे
राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Danvat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances on behalf of everybody who have joined the group and are about to join. Prabhuji, thank you very much for your time and association. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam and we are on Canto 1, Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is Dhritarashtra quits home. And the text for today is text 46, Prabhuji. So I hand over to you. Hare Krishna.
Location verse. Narayan Namaskrityam Narachaiva Narottamam Kim Sarshapyasam Tadavijayavadiri Ashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Shloke Bhakti Bhatirashti Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Text 46, the Sanskrit. Kala karma gunadhino dehoyam pancha bhautika kathamanyashtu gopayet sarpa grashto yatha param. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This gross material body made of 5 elements is already under the control of eternal time, Kala, action, karma, and the modes of material nature, guna. How then can it, being already in the jaws of the serpent, protect others? Mother, you can read the purport.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
The world's movement for freedom through political, economic, social, and cultural propaganda can do no benefit to anyone, for they are controlled by superior power. A conditioned living being is under the full control of material nature, represented by eternal time and activities under the dictation of different modes of nature. There are 3 material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. Unless one is situated in the mode of goodness, one cannot see things as they are. The passionate and the ignorant cannot see things as they are. Therefore, a person who is passionate and ignorant cannot direct his activities on the right path. Only the man in the quality of goodness can help to a certain extent. Sorry. Most persons are passionate and ignorant, and therefore their plans and projects can hardly do any good to others. About the modes of nature is eternal time, which is called Kala, because it changes the shape of everything in the material world. Even if we are able to do something temporary, beneficial, time will see that the good project is frustrated in course of time. The only thing possible to be done is to get rid of eternal time, Kala, which is compared to Kala Sarpa or the cobra snake, whose bite is always lethal. No one can be saved from the bite of the cobra. The best remedy for getting out of the clutches of the cobra-like Kala or its integrity, the modes of nature, is Bhakti Yoga, as it is recommended in the Bhagavad Gita. The highest perfectional project of philanthropic activities is to engage everyone in the act of preaching Bhakti Yoga all over the world, because that alone can save people from the control of Maya, or the material nature represented by Kala, Karma, and Guna as described above. The Bhagavad Gita 14.26 confirms this definitely. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. So it's a very powerful purport, very difficult to absorb, because we are all going to die someday. People make so many plans trying to use politics, economic development, social way of changing things, and cultural propaganda. But this cannot benefit anyone, because all this will benefit for some time, not forever. We are all conditioned souls, and we are all under the three modes of nature. From in Bhagavad Gita, when you see two people working and three ladies in the sky pulling strings, you may have, all of us have seen that picture. It's all under the control of the three modes. There's ignorance. And Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that this is difficult to overcome, but one who is surrendered to me can easily overcome. So unless we don't practice Krishna consciousness or his surrender, it always remain in the three modes. Now, some people may say that goodness also, the mode of goodness also has a bond, which is explained in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that each one is a condition. The mode of goodness is a condition called happiness. When we are too happy, we do make so many mistakes. And in too much happiness, we even forget Krishna. And in too much happiness, even we devotees don't chant Hare Krishna in most cases. Unless we are in the spiritual happiness, that is another thing. So here Sri Prabhupada makes a point that majority of people are in the mode of passion and ignorance. When Sri Prabhupada stepped in America, the first sentence which came out from his mouth, "Oh Krishna, you brought me to this place where I don't see any goodness, it's only passion and ignorance." Because he was living in Vrindavan, which was full of pure goodness. Vrindavan means as a holy land. You just enter Vrindavan and you feel that pure goodness, spiritual goodness. That is the first remark Sri Prabhupada makes, and it is true. And the modern way of life, so-called the Western way of life, hardly any goodness. It's only passion and ignorance. That's why majority of people are very selfish, very hypocritically. So in the mode of goodness, people can see things to some extent, not to all extent, because one of the effects of goodness is your senses can pick knowledge, which you can't pick in the passion or ignorance. In the mode of goodness, your senses are tuned to pick knowledge, and you remain on the platform of at least knowledge. Knowledge is better than passion or ignorance. Otherwise, mode of passion will create bondage and illusion. The three more modes are very nicely explained in the 14th chapter. Krishna explains in many, many verses. In the mode of goodness, our senses are illuminated, platform of knowledge, and the effect is goodness. In the mode of passion, we become, we work, the desires are there, longings are there, and we want more and more. And more of ignorance is so more of goodness compared to passion and ignorance is much better. But even that goodness has in Kali Yuga. Now, about the three modes is the time factor, Kala. Kala means time. If you watch our many times I've shown you the watch, that if you see the seconds, it's constantly moving, the hand of seconds. It means the Kali is never stopping, it's moving. In the Shastra, the Kali is compared to be like a wheel which is always turning, constant. And it goes on and on and on. And we are always moving towards that. That's why this life is also meant to die nicely. Bhakti Yoga teaches us how to die nicely. In fact, the subject matter of this particular chapter, Tatrashtra Kutshavam, is teaching us how to prepare for death. Why this chapter is put in Bhagavatam? So that we should not be like Tatrashtra, but we should become like Vidura, prepare ourselves, prepare others by practicing Krishna consciousness and giving Krishna consciousness to others. So when you teach others Krishna consciousness, you also learn. Sometimes one may think, oh, I am teaching others. What is the benefit? You yourself is getting the benefit. Because any preacher, if you ask him, what is the effect? He will say, even I get purified. I myself have a realization that when I preach, I feel so good. I feel I've done some duty on behalf of the spiritual master, Sri Prabhupada and Krishna. And the effect is that I really feel nice, that I gave the word of Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also wanted everyone else, every one of us to learn Krishna Bhakti and give Krishna Bhakti to others. He says, Jare dekho tahe kaho Krishna upadesh. Amara agya hai taro ei desh. Deliver everything. Practice Krishna consciousness, then teach Krishna. You deliver yourself, you deliver others. And which is true. Because Krishna consciousness is so good that is able to uplift even a most sinful person. The effect of Krishna consciousness is very, very powerful. It's just like Sri Prabhupada says in one lecture that in your normal sickness, you may do away with home remedies or maybe paracetamol or something like that. But when the disease is acute, then you have to take some antibiotic. And the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or the Sankirtan movement or the Sankirtan Yajna is like antibiotic. It enters right into you and purifies you. That is the effect. Now, the medicine is not going to see who is pure or who is impure. No. It acts on everyone. Rather, if a person considers himself to be impure, not clean, the effect will be faster. He'll become cured very fast. The people are too proud that I'm too good a person. then the effect won't be so nice. It will take time. But one who considers himself fallen, Mahaprabhu is very merciful. He'll pick that person and give him all his mercy. That's why during the Gaur Purnima, we all discuss the story of Jagai and Madai. And we find that he delivered Jagai first. Why? Because it was Madai first. He says, when Jagai was eating, I tried to stop him. So Mahaprabhu said that you will be delivered first. And the other one said, you will have to wait. And Jagai argued that we both are party to the same sinful activities. When we drink together. When we commit violence, we commit together. We do illicit sex, we do it together. So we should get equally. So Mahaprabhu also delivered him. So this is the way the lowest people can be delivered. And in the age of Kali Yuga, who is not Jagai and Madai? Practically everyone. I don't know about Eldoret, but in Nairobi, if you go to streets, we find people doing weird things. They're drinking, eating meat, walking with, what do you call, prostitutes and things like that. So we can't say that there are no Jagai and Madai. The world is full of Jagai and Madai. So at that time, we need the mercy of Nityanand and Mahaprabhu. So here it says that the time factor is above the three modes. So imagine there is goodness, passion, ignorance, and above that is the Kala. Kala means time. Even Arjuna, Krishna was teaching so many things to Arjuna, but Arjuna was not ready to fight. But in the 11th chapter, which is called Vishwarupa, when he saw the universal form, when he saw the battle of Kurukshetra going on, and he saw the end of the Kurukshetra, including his dear people, Bhishma, Drona, being eaten mercilessly by the universal form, he asked this question, who are you? And the voice came from the universal form. Kalo Ashmi, time I am. I have come to destroy everyone. With the exception of the Pandavas and the soldiers on both the sides, everyone is going to die. At that time, Arjuna becomes ready to fight, not before that. So in the similar way, we do not become serious till the exact truth is not given to us. Don't think it's easy to preach to anyone. See, that's why a preacher has to try to give the right medicine to the right person. Sometimes you may say something very heavy. He may be very angry with you, but a good or a wise preacher knows this is writing at right time, at the right place. So just like in this case, Vidura came to the Dhritarashtra and he behaved very nicely for the day. But at night, this subject matter was discussed about how to prepare for death. And you all know it, how Vidura prepares his elder brother, how to leave the palace, go to Sapta Stotra, perform Ashtanga Yoga, and prepare to leave the body. In the similar way, about the three modes is Kala. Now here we should understand the analogy which Prabhupada gives, and even the right, Kala, Sarpa. Sarpa means a snake. Now every snake, a poisonous snake, here the example is given of a cobra. Cobra is a very huge snake. And the mouth is open like that. And we are actually in the mouth of the cobra. There's no one who is not in the mouth of the cobra, remember that. Now this cobra is called Kalpa Sarpa. Why? Because we are eventually going to die someday. Now when we are already prone to die, how can we deliver others? Not possible. That is why we have to take the shelter of bhakti. Bhakti can deliver us. No one else can. Even in the purport to, while explaining Maya, Sri Prabhupada says, how can bound help a bound person? Bound means, let's say you're all bound behind your hands and legs. Then nobody can help others. But if one of them is open, then he can start opening the ropes of others. Now, who is unbound? Can anyone tell me who is unbound? Anybody likes to answer that question?
Guru.
Yes, and
Krishna.
Krishna himself. Either Vishnu or Vaishnava. These are unbound people. Everyone else is bound. Big demigods like Brahma, Shiva, they are also bound. There's Kal working on them. There's Maya working on them. But there is no Maya or no Kal as far as Krishna is concerned. Because Kala, or the time, is also a representation of Krishna. And it works nicely. As we read the verses, we find Vidura telling Dhritarashtra, look at your body. It's like an old garment. When you are speaking, it's like there's some hissing sound coming out of your mouth. Your teeth are loose. Your skin has become loose. Your body has become weak. Or you are in the old age. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukha Doshanu Darshana. Know what is Janma, Mrityu, and in between is old age and disease. If you do not know, we are not knowledgeable people. Today, people don't care for these things. They say, oh, we'll see when the death comes. But why not prepare from now? Instead of becoming sick, why not prepare to be away from sickness? That is the main thing. Of course, you cannot avoid old age. You cannot avoid disease. It will come. However healthy you may be, disease will strike you. Or the finest example is Cassius Clay, who was later named as Muhammad Ali, one of the biggest or the most famous boxer of the world. And this boxer of the world, he himself said that I can kill any, I dance like a butterfly, I sting like a bee. These are the famous words. And nobody could defeat him. Very powerful boxer. But the time came, he got a disease known as the Parkinson disease. That even to climb one step was very difficult for him. One step, he was shivering, shaking, and he admitted that death will come and it will take over us. Nobody can escape that. So these are the famous words of Muhammad Ali, that so strong, but got defeated. In the West, there's a very powerful rock star. Number one rock is called Elvis Presley. He died. And before he died, you should see the life he lived. Before the death came, he acted very weirdly. And he died in a younger age. It's not that he became old, but he went crazy. In those days, I think 70s or 80s, the TV was very common in everyone's house. And he had 30 televisions in his house, 30, all working at the same time. He'd shoot at it, he'd break the TV. Then another TV will be replaced because he had so much money. And as the death came, he was so fearful to die. And then there's a Hollywood famous, what do you call it, movie director known as Howard Hughes. I don't know if you know. When he died, his death came closer. He would not sleep on the bed. He would sleep under the bed. He knew he was going to die. He's so scared of death. So death scares everyone. We all heard the story of Ajamela. Very nicely explained the sixth canto. We'll come to the sixth canto. Beautiful story. How Ajamela dies. Before that, what are the effects? He sees the Yamdutas coming, grabbing his soul and pulling it out. Luckily, due to his devotion to a few percent, he is able to utter the name Narayana. And the Vishnu Dutas appear. He realized that he has wasted his Brahmanical life. And he's praying, now what to do? But the Vishnu Dutas were very kind. They did not allow the Yamdutas to go and take him away. They gave him another chance. Okay, prepare yourself now. And he prepares himself for that for 5 months by leaving that home immediately. Because he says, oh, what have I done? What have I done to my Brahminical status? I have become a son of a slave of a prostitute. Who am I? I am a prostitute keeper. And he condemns himself and he leaves for north, for Haridwar. Haridwar is still there in India, if you go northern India. And beautiful Ganges, the river Ganga flows from there, where he worshipped Lord Vishnu for 5 months. At the end of the 5th month, of the 4 Vishnu Dutas, the 2 came with a plane and told Ajamila, now you are ready, let's go. In this way, Ajamila was delivered. That's why Sri Prabhupada wanted all of us to read this story of Ajamila at least once in a year, every year. The most beautiful part of the story of Ajamila is the glorification of the holy name. How we should chant. And even if you don't chant nicely, still it is counted. Sometimes, when you are on our japamala, when you are not chanting very nicely, you feel very guilty. Because so many thoughts are coming. And we feel bad, which is true. But if you read that chapter, it makes it clear that sometimes even these thoughts come. You may not be pronouncing nicely, you may be joking, you may be sarcastically speaking, but the name is going to work. So this kind of assurance is given in that chapter. That once you take up your japamala, don't give it up. Finish your rounds. And this is the way forward in Bhakti Yoga. And this is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted all of us to preach. So we are talking of Kala. Remember that meaning, the analogy of serpent. Serpent means every serpent has a very big mouth. And if you do not know, cobra is a snake. It doesn't eat you. It sucks you inside. The moment you just stand near his mouth, he grabs you and pulls you inside. It's a very powerful air. It can pull a whole deer inside, a whole crocodile inside. This is a cobra, not an ordinary snake. So Kala Sarpa means we are already sitting in the mouth. Anytime the mouth can close and we are gone. That is the meaning. So the best remedy is to take up Krishna consciousness, which is called Bhakti Yoga. There are many yogas. Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is right on the top of the ladder. It's also a ladder which is going to Krishna. But after Bhakti Yoga, straight you go to Krishna. So Bhakti Yoga is the highest welfare work which can do. Sri Prabhupada comments here, highest philanthropic activity. There's no better activity than giving Krishna consciousness to others. The highest. So if you perform this philanthropic activity, Bhakti Yoga, all over the world, then you are the most magnanimous person. Sri Rupa Goswami calls Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the most magnanimous avatar. Everybody knows the mantra. What is the mantra? Anybody remembers the mantra?
Namo Mahaya Krishna Prema Pradayate.
Prema
Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura.
Yes. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Nama. This is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who is giving Krishna consciousness free of charge, which no avatar has given till now. And Krishna Bhakti is the most difficult, most revered by any perfection. Krishna is the best person in the Vedic culture, highest. And that devotion, Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving out freely. Take it. And what is the method is prescribed? Chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These 16 names has the power to deliver you. Now some of people may ask, oh, why Just by chanting, everything is there? Yes. By chanting, everything is complete inside. Within the chanting, if you can chant nicely, it means you are a good devotee. But most of us cannot chant nicely. We have difficulty either not chanting, or we are chanting, not chanting attentively, or chanting but committing offenses. No. When you say chanting nicely, means offenseless chanting with your full heart, your mind and heart. When you say mind intelligence, fully at the feet of Krishna. And at that time, thinking that I have no friend in this world except Krishna, and my death is very close. At least these two things are in your mind, and then you try to chant. You chant very nicely. So you have to actually prepare yourself and chant. And it takes some time. You'll find that Arjuna brings this question in the 6th chapter. Very famous verse. Chanchalahi mano Krishna pramati balavat vidam. Tassaham nimgraham manye vayur eva shuddhiskritam. Arjuna says that mind is chanchal. Chanchal means flickering. Balavat, dridam, very strong, obstinate. And to control this mind is more difficult than controlling the wind. And what does Krishna reply? Asamsaya Mahabhava, doubtless. I agree whatever you're saying. The mind is durnikriham, very, very stubborn. Sometimes the mind becomes too stubborn. We all know that. You can be sitting very happily, and within a moment, your mind can go crazy. Not crazy, but mad. We can say even thick-minded. At that time, for no reason, you lose all your happiness. And then you question yourself, what happened? A few minutes back, I was very happy. What happened? It's your own mind. So Krishna says, yes, but in the same verse, he says, Vairagya, and then Abhyasha. Abhyasha means we have to practice it daily. You cannot chant nicely today, try tomorrow. If not tomorrow, day after, or day after, in this way. You do not give up your Abhyasha. Abhyas means practice. And Vairagya. As you practice, you know what are the obstacles. Your own mind will tell you. Your intelligence will tell you. For example, those who are beginners, they may say, oh, my best show is coming on the TV. How can I miss my show? But I'll chant. So he takes up the beat back, he's chanting, he's watching his show. Or there is a party, how can I miss the party? I'll come and chant when I come from the party. So you tell me, is that chanting beneficial? No. Chanting is beneficial when you're serious about chanting. That's why Srila Prabhupada recommended all of us to chant our rounds in the morning. Because at that time, till the sun has not come out, you have a lot of peace in your mind. The environment is very clear, very, very healthy for us to chant Hare Krishna or to practice any Anga or Bhakti. But chanting can be done best in the morning. Reading can be done later, or puja can be done at sunrise, and hearing can be done any part of the day, or association any part of the day. But chanting especially early in the morning is called Mangal Murta and Arunadroy Murta. These are good. So this, if someone takes up, that is called Bhakti Yoga. Now, there is a verse Prabhupada is quoting twice in this purport, 14:26. Very famous verse. Mam chovya vicharini bhakti yogena sevate saguna samayetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. This is the answer given by Krishna to Arjuna. How does one overcome the three modes of nature? And this is the answer. Krishna says, one who unfailingly engages in devotional service can easily conquer these three modes of nature. That means we should not fail in our devotional service. What is devotional service? We do it for Krishna voluntarily by waking up early, taking a bath, with a very clean, then chant Hare Krishna, worship Hare Krishna, cook for Krishna, eat that prasadam, hear Bhagavatam. This, if you do it daily, 7 days a week, that means there is every chance you can transcend these 3 modes. 3 modes are like this, and you can transcend each one of them and go out and beyond it. That's why Prabhupada is quoting this verse. This is actually called Bhakti Yoga. Just like, remember your school days. When you say you have to go to school, you have to go daily, unless it's a holiday. But you can't say, oh, in a week I will go only once or twice. No. It means you are not serious about school. If you go regularly, then in the muster roll, there'll be a present mark for you. At the end of the term, when you get the result, you'll find attended all. So what are we supposed to do in Bhakti Yoga? Attend all of them. That is called a good student. Bhakti Yoga is also studentship. You practice it. So Abhyas is the first thing. And Vairagya, whatever is coming in between, unfavorable things, give it up. Now, unfavorable things also means overeating, oversleeping, over-socializing. These things are dangerous. So we should remain within the limit. Yes, nobody says don't eat. Nobody says don't sleep. To sleep and eat it is a must, which is already explained in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which says, Yuktahara Viharasya. Yuktahara. You can read that word Yuktahara. That is the verse. It says, one who is temperate in his habits of eating and sleeping can become a yogi, but one who is not temperate cannot become a yogi. Bhakti is also yoga. So those who practice bhakti are also called bhakti yogis. So we have to have some yogic qualities. That is called vairagya. So abhyasa and vairagya, both are very, very important in bhakti yoga. It shows how serious you are. If you're not serious, then better practice something what you can't do. Better remain like a karmakandi, going to temple for a few minutes, maybe doing some lamp, offering some agarbati. Not bad. But if you want to do real bhakti, then you have to practice nicely. And this practice is, if you understand this verse, 1426, that by engaging, I'll read the verse complete translation if you want in English. Very, very famous verse and quoted many, many times by Srila Prabhupada. If you hear it, if you are accustomed to hear Srila Prabhupada daily or regularly, this verse is quoted many, many times. So those who have Bhagavad Gita, they can open 14th chapter, 2nd last verse, just before ending. Mam chovya bicharine bhakti yogena sevate saguna samai yesan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Brahman means spiritual platform. You cannot practice bhakti in material platform. You have to come to the spiritual platform. And there's a verse regarding Brahman in the 18th chapter. Brahma Bhuta Prashanatma na sochati na kankshati. One who is on a spiritual platform, there is no lamentation and there's no fear or anything. And you are eligible to practice devotional service. So at least we have to come to this platform. Try to win over the 3 modes, which is not easy. You need a help from someone who is not under the control of 3 modes, and that is Krishna. Only he can help. Even the big, big devatas, they become bound by these things. But a pure devotee is not bound. If you go to the 2nd chapter, Srila Prabhupada compares Lord Shiva and even Haridas Thakur. Lord Shiva was cheated once and he was elude. But when Haridas, the Maya tried to elude Haridas, she could not. Why? Because Haridas in his hands, he had a japamala. And he used to chant 20 hours a day. 20 hours a day, at least 10 times more than us, in a very simple calculation. 16 rounds takes about 2 hours. You multiply it by 10. This is the amount of time he would chant the holy name. That's why he's the Nama Acharya. And Maya Devi literally told Haridas, I have defeated. I have eluded so many people, but I could not elude you. Rather, I have enjoyed chanting. Please teach me how to chant Hare Krishna. Maya Devi telling Haridas, she said, no, something is Lord Brahma himself, not an ordinary person. And in the Chaitanya Lila, he had come so that he can teach us how to chant Hare Krishna seriously. That's why I would recommend everyone, those who chant Hare Krishna, that we should remember Haridas Thakur even before you start chanting your rounds in the morning. Very, very useful. The time is up. This subject is so good, we can go on and on, but the Kala Sarpa is limiting us. The time is limiting us. Hare Krishna. If there are any additions, you can add. Any criticism or whatever you have, you can ask. Speak it out.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for this excellent class. And then explaining about the Kala Sarpa. I did not know that. I thought beyond the three modes of material nature, there is transcendental. But beyond that, there is Kala. So that is something that I learned today. Are there any other questions or comments from the group?
You are right that beyond the three modes, there is pure goodness. That is okay. But in the purport, Prabhupada says, beyond the three modes, there is also Kala working, not three modes. Three modes is working, but Kala is also working. That is the meaning. Guna, Kala, and what you call three things are constantly working on us. And time destroys everything, Srila Prabhupada says. Time does not leave anything. Whatever you've done will be destroyed. Sometimes the Kala is so powerful that it will even frustrate you till you get tired of it. Enough. I have seen one example in Nairobi. One lady, she was a widow, but she became widow in a very young age. But a very nice lady. She spent so much money to make a flat. And one day she was just reviewing the flat. And the two people came in with guns and shot her. That's all. Without a reason. And she died in front of her flats. And the flats were almost ready. I was just a few minutes late. Otherwise, I would have witnessed it. No question. Everybody is scared of Sarpa. Don't be scared of Kal Sarpa. Krishna is there. The Kal Sarpa does not act on a devotee. Krishna takes care. Before it closes the mouth, it will deliver you. And even if you are already in the mouth, then you should remember the story of Agasu. Krishna says, all of the coward boys had actually gone into the mouth of Agasu, the snake. And Krishna also went inside and he increased his side and he killed him and all the boys were rescued. This is the meaning of how to free from Kala Sarpa also. Okay, no questions, we can end up here.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Path Prabhuji, are you there? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept our humble obeisances. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your nice class. It is so nice and so understandable. So there is no question, Prabhuji. I simply told thank you, Prabhuji. And also thanks all the devotees who are assembling here. I request everyone, please unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna mantra for glorification of His Grace, Rukma Prabhuji. Please join.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vancha Karunasya Kripa Patitanam
Bhavyo Vaishnavebhyo Varsha Thakur ki
Ki Jai.
jai.
Rukma Prabhu Ki Jai. All Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.